Hi everybody, and welcome to my very first media production. This assignment is for Etec531, and I'm going to be looking at what is technological determinism. So, technological determinism is defined as technology being the agent of social change. So, what that means is basically that culture and society are defined by the dominant technology of the day. So the basic premise is that technological change occurs outside of socio-cultural factors and actually influences culture and society. So really it begs the question, is man directing machine or is machine directing man? And for the technological theorists, it's actually the machine that is directing man. So technological determinism is typified by terms like the steam age. This is particularly relevant is because the theory itself came about during the Industrial Revolution, and so in my mind it was influenced by the meta-narrative of the day, and that it was of unbridled progress. So the steam age is a typical designation for technological theorists because it really specifies a dominant technology that it really influences culture and society. Another example of this would be the electrical age, and that's whereby electricity became to dominate and influence culture. We now, of course, are in the information age, and that is a time when information is actually influencing culture and society. So technological determinism is intimately linked to progress. I think this is a remnant, or the reason why it's there was because the theory itself, as I mentioned earlier, came about during the Industrial Revolution when the idea of unbridled progress was, and the necessity for that was, a dominant paradigm. Technological determinism also is a concept that technology has a predictable developmental path and occurs outside of social pressure. What that means is that as technology is initially developed, it only has a small influence, and then as it is widely adopted by society, it has of course a bigger influence, and as it fades out, it then is replaced by another dominant form of technology. So hence why ages or periods are defined by the technology. Charles Beard was a prominent technological theorist at the time, and during the 19th century, and he defined technology and technological determinism in this way. He stated that technology marches in 7 league boots, from one ruthless revolutionary conquest to another, tearing down old factories and industries, flinging up new processes with terrifying rapidity. This really exemplifies it, this unbridled progress, this whole belief that technology marches on and humanity really can't do too much about it. So how is it manifested? Well, it's manifested by statements like, you can't stop progress, and according to Wikipedia, technological determinism is defined as technology that actually determines history. So it really takes humankind and society out of the equation. So it really is a showdown at the whole cultural corral on whether humanity actually influences technology or the other way around. So what are the pitfalls? What are the negatives of technological determinism? So many of the critics say that it's overly reductionist. To use a biological reference or metaphor, it's kind of like a microscope. With a microscope, one can really see in great detail small things, but doing that, you lose the capacity to see what happens outside that frame of reference. So another critique is that it is a one-sided view of technology and culture, and that it also does not consider the influence of social need, economy, institutions, and political intentions. So in essence, it's an oversimplification of the relationship between culture and society. So what are the dangers of ignoring technological determinism? So, or throwing the baby out with the bathwater, so to speak? Well, TD is a way of actually interpreting cultural history. So if we were to get rid of it and say, well, it's a null and void theory, then we'd actually be giving up that ability to interpret cultural history. And without it, we'd lose a lens to examine that cultural history. It also allows theorists to examine the way in which a new technology creates new potential and possibilities for human thought. So really, if we were to get rid of it, we would be resigning ourselves to a more myopic view of technology and society. And with any theory, we have to really weigh the benefits and the negatives of using that theory. Every lens has its strengths and its weakness, and I believe technological determinism has many strengths. Some of them are it's a lens in which to examine, like I said, the interplay between culture and society and technology. It also provides excellent insights into the specific properties of technologies. And also, it's historically a significant theory. It's been around for a couple hundred years, and it seems like there's still a role to play for this particular method of inquiry. So, to summarize, technological determinism is defined as technology being the major, if not the only, driver of social change. This is summarized by, Marshall McLuhan, who was a modern-day technological determinist, and his very popular phrase, "The medium is the message," which really states that the technology that is being used to deliver the message is more telling than the actual message itself. Um, it is still a very valuable tool, that is TD is, for examining the role of technology in society and culture. One must bear in mind that there are major critiques to it, and that is that it's far too reductionist and does not consider the significant social drivers. So thank you very much for watching my very first media production. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to doing many more in the future.